All is quiet this evening here at West 28th Avenue and Crown Street in Vancouver. We're a little bit south of downtown right here. This is Meng Wanzhou's house behind me, one of two homes she owns here in the Vancouver area. The two homes that were put up as part of this bail package that was agreed to and announced yesterday afternoon by the judge presiding over her case. She is not here. She left earlier this afternoon, destination unknown. It's been an interesting day here. Lots of activity in her neighborhood, ordinarily a very quiet neighborhood. Upscale for sure. People used to their privacy here, but not so today. Lots of members of the news media. We had security personnel. Those will be her constant companions. They were milling around outside as well. We had a pizza delivery man show up at one point. He came with 6 boxes of pizza. 4 of them stayed, or rather 2 of them stayed inside. 4 were brought outside, courtesy of the folks in the house as a treat for the news media and the reporters that were outside. Then at 2 o'clock, a car with darkened windows left the garage behind the house here. Ms. Meng was inside the car, and they took off for some destination, we don't know, somewhere in the Vancouver area. She's allowed to travel in and around the city. She is not allowed to travel beyond the city limits. She's wearing an ankle monitor now, and she's being supervised. She has security watching her basically around the clock. She's confined to this home from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. the following morning each day as part of this bail agreement. Now, the first phase of this case has now passed. In other words, she is out of custody and has received bail. The question now is whether the U.S. will file for extradition for Ms. Meng. Canada's foreign minister spoke to that issue a little bit earlier today.
It is incumbent upon parties making an extradition request to be sure that that extradition request is about ensuring that justice is done, is about respecting the rule of law, and our extradition partners should not seek to politicize the extradition process.
But it's still anybody's guess whether the U.S. will actually file for extradition or not. The Eastern District of New York has prepared charges against Ms. Meng with some pretty hefty jail times should she ever be found guilty of those charges. Of course, we're a long way from that. She's indicated she plans to fight the extradition vigorously, and of course, if she's ever brought to the U.S., to fight those charges. But at this point, it's still far from clear that the U.S. is going to continue with the extradition process. We'll just have to wait and see. Hendrik Sabrandi, CGTN, Vancouver, Canada.